今日はフィリピン住宅開発の最大手アヤラランドのアヤランダインターナショナルセールスタトロングハリさんにお話を伺いました。日本の投資家の皆さんもフィリピンのマーケットとても注目していると思いますけれども、なかなか渡航ができなかった中でこれから渡航が再開するということで、私も今日このですねショールームフィリピンのマニラマカティにおりますけれども、ぜひフィリピンに足を運んでアイラランドの皆さん、そして、いろんなロケーションのですねプロジェクトをご覧になっていただければと思います。ありがとうございました。Thank you very much for having me today. Thanks to Ireland International Sales Team. I'm very happy to meet you again after the pandemic.
I know, it's been 2 years, like
Yes.
Hiroki-san. We're quite happy also to have you here.
Thank you.
This is a very beautiful Park Central Towers showroom here in the heart of Makati City.
I love the project Park Central Towers, Tower 1 and Tower 2. When I visited here 2 to 3 years ago, I saw this showroom very gorgeous, and I understood how Ireland Premier is.
Yeah, Ayala Land Premier is really very different when it comes to developing projects.
Yeah.
You can really see that it caters to the very upscale and high-end market, not just to the Filipinos but also to the foreign investors. It's a really good market actually for the Japanese market.
So during this COVID situation, Japan government still implemented all arrivals must be taken the PCR test in the airport, and for Philippine people, for Filipino, so also must take a PCR test before the 72 hours before the flight. So, but the restriction will be lifted within 2 to 3 months, I believe. What about your country?
Okay, here in the Philippines, I think only very recently that we have lifted the 14-day quarantine period. So now I think Philippines is more open to accepting tourists and also the Filipinos who has been living and working abroad. So we're very, very happy actually, because it has been a huge difficulty and challenge for the Philippines, actually for the country, to welcome the tourists and the visitors. So now we're quite happy that it has been lifted already.
Yeah.
So all Japanese can come, but we cannot go to Japan.
Yeah, still Japan has a restriction up to 10,000 people per day. But once you got the booster shot, which means more than 3 times shot, you may go to Japan.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good to know. We're excited to go back.
Yes. So I'd like to know, since the pandemic, so Philippines real estate market and also Ireland, the changes, I'd like to know the changes.
Okay. We actually saw an increase of interest in the land and house and also the lot projects of Ayala Land for the local Filipino market. This is actually probably because they have already experienced being locked down. So now they appreciate the space, the open space, and of course, the convenience of living in a mixed-use estate where everything is actually within reach. You know, they can go to the grocery, to the supermarket, to the mall, they can go to the restaurants. The preference, which is why even our condominium projects, actually, our sales are still equally strong.
I think it's a similar situation with Japanese market, because some of the people would like to have the spacious residential unit. So because the telework, working from home is very common after the pandemic. So I think it's a very quite similar situation.
That's true. In fact, we also found out that there's a huge interest as well to beach locations. You know, even far locations which was not very attractive before is now very, very attractive. A lot of people are really looking outside the metro CBD as well. It's
like a second home.
Yes, for the yeah. So that, you know, during times like this, they can go somewhere on weekends or maybe work from home in a different setup.
So, what are some outlook expectations, both financial and real estate market?
Okay, for as a whole in Ayala Land, our overseas sales actually increased by 20% last year versus 2020, but still not at the pre-pandemic level. However, ALISI, our company, have actually posted 45% growth versus 2020. And we are happy to tell you that we also grew by 6% versus pre-pandemic. So meaning we are actually quite strong as a group. That's why we feel and we are very optimistic that 2022 will be a better year for not just Ayala Land International sales, but also for the entire company. We're quite excited.
Wow, it's amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Because we have very good people. Strategies really work for us. We are able to execute all the strategies that we planned ahead of time, and we have very good partners overseas and also locally. That's why almost all our plans are really happening.
So how did developers sell during the pandemic, and what was the main challenges?
Okay. For our company, Ayala Land, on top of the very aggressive online presence in the different platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and of course our website and our marketing partners website, last year our company actually started deploying sellers in our key markets. That's UAE, US, and now also Singapore. The main objective is to recruit our overseas marketing partners, brokers and realtors, and be able to train them regarding the Ayala Land products and also the processes. We had a very successful roadshows where we introduced our new projects and developments, not just to the Filipinos living abroad, but also to the potential foreign investors. That's why we're quite happy that we were able to execute all these plans.
After this pandemic, I watched several posts and your short videos, on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. Actually, we did a lot of new strategies online. In fact, we experimented in some short videos like TikTok videos that we have never done in the past. So now we're quite innovating when it comes to new things, and it's a really good time to do those things. It also allows the team to be more creative in terms of selling, and also the digital presence actually is quite aggressive, and it's a very fun environment.
Yes, I think this movement will be just started. However, so our product PropertyAccess.ph also accelerated to build our product in this pandemic.
Yeah, I think this is a very good time, not just for Ayala Land but also for Property Access, because this will really show not just our creativity but also our resources when it comes to expanding our network and also expanding our reach or our coverage. When you go digital, there's really no boundary to the number of people that you can cover. You really don't have to be in a certain country just to talk to them. If you create a really nice video now, it can be viewed by millions of people. So it's quite powerful actually.
What is significant changing for property seekers during the pandemic?
We've noticed that some of the things that clients have mentioned that they need or that they want is more open spaces. Fortunately for us, Ayala Land, almost all our developments have always valued the importance of open spaces. So even during the planning stage of a development, open spaces and common areas are actually plays a huge role in the design and concept. This is why we can see a lot of our residents and owners of our units not wanting to leave or move from their existing homes or condos once they are actually living in it. So we're quite happy about that. In fact, myself, I live in an Ayala Land property in BGC because of the proximity to the things that I need. I was actually quite happy, and then the common areas like the pool and the outdoor gym worked well for me during the pandemic. So I didn't really feel locked down, or I didn't really feel tight in a way, because I have the entire BGC to move around, and I'm I love outdoors, so I run, I bike,
in a huge space. So the entire BGC is actually my playground.
Yeah, during this pandemic, so we found out the common areas importance because telework is very common, and the limited area, limited room must be a little bit feeling stressed, and then the common area, spacious space for the telework or co-working space is very useful, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, and I think there's a lot of people who also feel that way. So most of the projects actually that we have sold, we've noticed have those amenities that are actually available to the buyers and to the residents.
So how the pandemic impacted Japanese investors' demand?
I believe so, since Japan is still not allowing tourists to enter Japan. We in Ayala Land have not visited our clients and also our marketing partners for the past 2.5 years. And it was also just recently that the Philippines have lifted the 14-day quarantine. So for the inbound Japanese and other foreign nationals, it was only just recently that we are also accepting tourists. So I think it has a major impact to the number of people who can also see the beautiful Philippines and the beautiful products of Ayala Land.
Yeah, I agree. However, so some Japanese clients, the purpose to purchase a property in the Philippines is investment. So some of the investors no need to come here to check and assess the properties, because some of people know the location and atmosphere already. So that's why I think this pandemic affected the Japanese investors' demand. However, so from now on, so we are assisting a digital online selling tool. So that's why no need to come here for all over the client.
I think, yeah, there is an opportunity to sell online, digitally, but I think for more expensive products like this project PCT, or we get a lot of interest for our Arbor Lanes projects and also the Azuela Coves in Davao. We feel that these projects are actually can be appreciated more if you see it. But of course, we welcome the increase that we get online. Yeah. In fact, last year, I think our company have also invested in some advertisements through our through the advertisement of Nikkei, and also in other markets like Singapore. We've also posted some digital and online presence through Straits Times, and also other advertising materials.
So this advertisement was effective?
We feel that we had to do it at a longer period of time, but we can see that there's already attraction and interest, especially for Arbor Lane.
So has the demographic sweet spot changed in terms of the customer behavior?
We have actually noticed a slight shift on price points over the past few years, where we used to sell more expensive projects to the Japanese market. Now we can see that there's also some Japanese that's interested to the more affordable projects, but we're still receiving quite an interest in the more expensive ones and the more luxurious one, like Arbor Lanes and also the Azuela. This is also because of Arbor Lanes is actually the newest Metro Manila CBD, and it will actually be the closest Ayala Land estate to the airport. So that's why we're quite excited, and we feel that the Japanese market will definitely benefit and leverage from the upside of the capital appreciation of Arbor Lanes, as well as the connection or the proximity to the airport.
Now we are having several queries from Japanese investors, not only Japanese investors who are living here. So these Japanese people would like to find a more spacious, luxury condominium here. So that's why in the case, I will recommend your Island Premier project.
Yes, definitely. We feel that the value that you get for an ALP or an Ayala Land Premier cannot compete with other brands or other competition. So we're quite confident that any potential Japanese investor will definitely enjoy the benefits of investing in an Ayala Land Premier project.
Yeah, in Japanese perspectives, the credibility and the quality is very important things because the culture of the materials are different. So Japanese investors expect the quality, high quality, but you have several lineup for the investor, right? So Ayala Premier is for high-end people. And also you have Alubeo.
Yes, yeah, that's true. I think that's one good thing about Ayala Land because we have 5 brands under the Ayala Land Residential Business Group. We can definitely cater to the different requirements, not just of the Filipinos but also of the foreign investors, specifically the Japanese market. So we know for a fact that Ayala Land Premier and Alveo Land really caters to the more affluent and very high-end. We know for a fact that the Japanese really values the quality of the project, quality of materials, and we're very confident that this is actually at par with the standards of the Japanese foreign market. Now, however, if you think that some Japanese market would want multiple investments in different locations, we're also quite confident that Avida Land can provide those different requirements because Avida, even if it might look affordable, can actually deliver the best in that line or in that level of development. So we're also very, very happy. Avida projects are actually located in the major CBDs as well. So it doesn't mean that just because it's not Ayala Land Premier or it's not Alveo, it's not in a good location. So we're quite happy about that.
We can diversify the investment opportunities for Ayala Land project. And also, my first investment in the Philippines was Alubeo.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I know, right? And I'm sure if you look at the price at the time you bought your Alveo project compared to where it is right now, you will really see that the value have already appreciated, and it's something that we are proud of in Ayala Land because especially if you get it at an early stage and during the pre-selling stage, you don't even have to wait for it to be turned over to you, but you can already appreciate the value or the capital appreciation of about 20 to 30%. So it's really quite a good investment.
Yeah, I agree with this because when I bought Alubeo in BGC, the price was quite cheap, and I checked current price now, so the price is around double.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I think it's something that is not just happening in BGC and Makati, but also in the other estates. Even if the estate still looks empty right now, you'll be surprised in the next 5 years it's really gonna like double the price. And it's not something you can enjoy in other developments. Like I have other investments outside of Ayala Land, and I never get the same value appreciation. So that's why I think it's very important that clients or the foreign investors, especially the Japanese market, who's very discerning and very technical about their investment, should really look into the developer and really find out what is the track record of the company. Have they delivered something that's really outstanding in terms of the quality of the projects, but also in the investment side.
So what do you think why Japanese investors prefer Philippines properties?
Oh, do you have 1 hour for me to explain that? Because I have a lot of reasons, Hiroki-san. The Philippines actually has a very good and long-standing relationship with Japan. Besides the very nice beaches, We also have the very good tropical climate, which I think the Japanese really love. Philippine real estate has actually proven to be one of the best performing investments in Southeast Asia. The build programs, not just of the current administration, but also with his successor, has benefited the growth trajectory of the country. The strong fundamentals have always been present: manufacturing, tourism, business process outsourcing, and also the remittances of overseas Filipinos are all coming back to the country. Not to mention the very strong demographics of the country, where the large population of the Filipinos is actually part of the working class. So I think that's quite unique for our country, and these are all very important factor that stimulates the Philippines economy, and is probably very unique versus the rest of the Southeast Asia. In fact, when you look at the GDP forecast, Philippines actually has the highest at 5.7 compared to any countries in Asia. I think second would be Malaysia at about 5.4 or 5.5 only. So that's why there's no other reason for the Japanese not to come here and invest in the Philippines.
Okay. If I can add something for the Japanese investor preferences in the Philippines, so the location is also very good because from Japan, Philippines is the nearest Southeast Asian country, just a 4 hours flight, which is good. And investment-wise, Japanese investor, of course, other countries' investors try to care about the property management. We have to appoint a property manager for the management, right? So 1 hour time difference is also good. Sometimes property manager we call the investors, please fix this problem, or tenant is complaining about appliances, something like that. So we can get their request and we can decide something.
Exactly, yeah. I think that's one of the plus factors of also investing in the Philippines and also with Ayala Land, because most of our properties, if not all our properties, are actually being managed by Ayala Property Management Corporation, or APMC, which is also a very stable company who has been operating in the country for a long time. So we feel that the Japanese market should feel secured and confident with their investments, knowing that someone is, taking care of the client's needs and the tenant's need anytime.
Mm-hmm. That will be the important factors.
It is, yeah. Agree. I totally agree. Because for me, even if I'm a Filipino, I live in an Ayala property. If something goes wrong, I know that the people downstairs is just a call away, and they'll be able to help me. My own experience. Probably a few weeks ago, my AC, my air conditioning in the living room did not work. So I had to replace it because it's been 5 years. So I need to replace it. And the people where I bought the AC, they will have to schedule the installation of the air conditioning unit in like 3 or 4 days. But I was work from home and I needed the AC because I was also going to have some visitors. So I just, sent a message to the property manager, and then they said they can install it in an hour. So things like that, I think that kind of convenience is something that's really hard to find.
Okay, thank you very much for having me today. Japanese investors are very excited to find a new opportunity in the Philippines.
Thank you so much also, Hiroki-san. We're also very happy to have you here. We're also quite excited to be working with PropertyAccess, and we look forward on welcoming all the Japanese foreign investors.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.